Monday morning, before you open any single app, there is an email sitting in your inbox that lists exact phrases that people in the housing market type in the Google over the weekend.
The brand new ones that you didn't even know about that existed a month ago or a week ago. The ones that your website is already showing up for that you didn't even write on purpose. And that's what we're going to talk about today. If you've been targeting keywords for 2 years, this quietly matters. And this is the whole build of what we're talking about with automation today. You stop hunting for the keywords, you're going to get them automatically when you're sleeping, and you're going to understand the keywords that people are searching for right now.
Therefore, this video is also for you if you are a real estate agent that running your business on relationship, repeat clients, or referrals, and the people that actually know you and you wanted to connect with them even more. And this is gonna help you and transform your business to a next level.
Or maybe you're an agent who's niche, who wants to build content instead of sound like a template, or you're doing 6 to 8 deals a year and you want to get more attention and stop just doing the other whatever else you're doing, your part-time stuff. So you're not behind. Everybody's telling you different things with marketing. Everything's going crazy in the world because nobody says, oh, AI, everything. But what's standing between you and being the best agent you can be? It can be simple words. Let's talk about the two halves of this.
Exactly. Therefore, this is a two-part system that basically runs on a schedule, and two halves basically do completely different jobs. And the first half that we wanted to talk is listening. Every Sunday in the background with laptop doing nothing else interesting, it goes out and basically pulls live Google autocomplete suggestion for your brand and for your local housing market.
And this is running, even if you're writing a contract, this is running in the background, so it's not bothering you at all. So I just want to add that out there. Not a keyword, it's not a guess at the volume, it's not a list somebody told you about. These are real suggestions getting pulled from Google, from data being seen in front of people as you are working on whatever you're doing in your area that weekend or right now.
And this is basically the part that actually mattered. It compares everything that it found against the target list that you already have and throws out everything that you're already tracking and logs only what is exactly new.
So there's never giving you 400 new phrases. You're getting the new ones that are appearing since the last time you ran the search, and it's being flagged. And then the second half of this, we told you there were two parts. The second part is every morning after all the data has landed and you're starting your Monday morning and you're working and you're not doing whatever else you're doing, it's going to look at the Google console. It's going to pull your Google Search Console for the last 7 days and lay out your target list. Now this is query by query, what you already got impressions for, where you're ranking, and what directions the numbers moved from the week before.
Exactly. Then it basically emails you the one that is clean, format and formatted report. And now new opportunity on the top, how your current target are performing underneath. And that's it. That is the entire cycle that you need to be aware of. And when it's set up, it runs automatically even without your presence.
And I want you to understand, you can do a lot of things with these keywords. It can be blog posts, it can be your social media. So you have to think bigger picture why we're just talking about some words that you need to know about. But half of listening is understanding, and you don't need a subscription to have some sort of fancy keyword. It's running Google automatically. So the autocomplete is not an estimate. It's showing you in real time what people have recently searched for, and it's finished and what they're typing in. It's the closest thing you can do from standing behind somebody than searching. So we're not standing at Starbucks watching someone on their thing. We're just going into Google and seeing what they did. And it moves quick. It moves super fast. It's reaction to what's happening in the town this month, this week, this year, this season, what new employers, what new subdivisions, anything that's showing up before the monthly volume that you would get at the end of the month.
And that timing is really entire advantage for you. A phrase show up in autocomplete for your area, nobody has written the local page for it even yet, because nobody knows that it exists, and you know that it exists, and you publish that in your week that you just started.
By the time it's getting competitive, you are already outranking people because you were first. And that really does matter in terms of brand. People are looking for you for your name, your team, your town, and that you're a real estate agent. So you really get to see what your reputation looks like in that search bar, and that is something that you're not really seeing. So more about that report.
Exactly. What, for example, on Monday, what this report actually telling you? The Monday half is the one that changes how you spend your time, because all is about that, how you manage your time. And because it answers 3 questions you have probably never had answered in your writing. The first what is the first question?
What are you winning already? You need to know what queries are getting you impressions that you never even targeted on purpose. Those are the gift ones that you have. Somebody's finding you, and they're finding you by something you did on accident.
And exactly gives you the real page that you're building on the ground. Google already treat as relevant to you, which is super important.
Now, second, what is slipping? Position is not a trophy, it's a trend. If the target is sitting at 8 and now it went to 14, you're out of the top 10 now, and somebody's telling you to publish something better on your page, that's not a crisis. That is an assignment that you have to handle this week instead of this quarter. And third is the fun one.
Exactly. The final one is exactly what is climbing. When a target moves from 19 to 11, that page is one good update away from the first screen. That's what you were looking for, to be in the first page of the Google. And really at this point, impression matters as much as the position.
But that's the highest return you get in the week.
Yeah,
and really that's really important because you get to see what is growing and what's really trending for you.
Exactly.
And that's where your impressions come in.
Exactly. And a query with impression and no click means that you are showing up and your title is not earning any click. And that is the 10-minute fix, not the whole content project for you.
Now, here's why we talked about these keywords, because you might have been heard about these things for years, but you have to look at Claude Code now and do the hard part, because it's not that hard. Anyone can write all of this. You open your Claude on your computer, describe what you want in plain English, the same way you would talk to somebody, your virtual assistant, if you had a virtual assistant in real life, or I would talk to my husband. You tell it really simple what you want. Watch my market updates, what are the new phrases and tell me on Sunday, compare my search results to my target list, email me what I should be doing with the report. Claude Code will write the automation, set the schedule on your computer, and wire it to your account.
And 3 things that is worth really understanding about this, everything that my wife said about the Claude Code. The first, it runs on your machine, which is advantage for you. On your own search console, and it has its own search console access, so your data is actually belongs to you. There is no monthly seat that you are basically renting. What is the second?
I love that. Second is running on a schedule, which means no matter what's happening, I told you it's running in the background. So that means even if you're doing something, even if you're shopping Amazon, if that's what you're doing, that's fine. But basically it's showing whether you've logged, as long as the computer's on, it's remembering what to do, and then if your computer's not on, you're going to have a backup for this as well, but make sure you're doing this so it's getting all this information. It's happening.
And the final third one, which is super important, when your market, for example, changes, when you add a town, when you pick up a new niche in your market, you decided to go after like a property type that you were not, like a luxury, for example. You don't rebuild basically anything. You tell Claude Code a new focus in a sentence that next Sunday is listening for that instead. Therefore, that's just all you need to do.
And this makes a difference between software that you're subscribing to, that you're paying for, and systems that you own. Claude Code lets you own your system, and you get to actually learn the opinion of your business. And this one is just one of the many ones we do. Now, let's add, because you might be thinking the honest truth. You might be thinking Google doesn't matter. Everybody's on AI. And that was another question, because it really does matter. And it matters even more now, because this is actually something we really have to get our head around with key terms. People are not using the search bar. They're not necessarily going to Google. They're going to ChatGPT. They're going to Claude. They're going to Gemini. They're going to Perplexity. They're going to Grok, wherever they're going. And they're asking questions like, who's the good agent near me? Obviously, they're going to pull the Zillow agents, right? Because that's just what it is. But also, they can pull you as well. Where it's like to live in the area, is it reasonable time? And if you're getting pulled by pages clearly answering people's questions, you are going to be the source that is pulling from, which means answering the phrases and understanding what the keywords are still matter, because you're building your page around questions people ask, and understanding the questions mean that you are giving the answer, and the SEO is helping you answer their questions so you get be picked up by all these AIs.
Exactly. So the same report that basically helps you rank on the Google is a raw material for you to getting named inside of the AI answers. By the way, if you didn't know that, and you are not picking between the two, you are feeding both of them from one weekly email. And I think I dropped something that
you did, because I want to say on your website you can have a local market update as its own category, where you're having literally all the new queries that are there. It's a list of questions people are asking. You get to see the questions people are asking in the market, and it's on the market report with your name on it. So this means that Google's seeing the raw material, your name is getting answered from the AI, and you're not having to pick between the two. So you're feeding from the same report.
Now we wanted to talk about that 15 minutes report that we wanted to talk about it. Here's the routine on your end, and it's very short. Open your email Monday, read the new queries, as my wife said, list, and mark two things: anything that names a place you actually serve, or anything phrased as a real question. These are two categories that actually convert. Everything else can wait a little bit.
Now, one filter before you write or think or ask Claude to write anything: you're not going to get discovered by the query if you just publish alone on it. Autocomplete is what people are typing. Some people are asking what lives are living in certain places. When you skip things, you're going to be skipping it every time. Maybe they're asking about questions on home in the market, but never who the neighbors are. So you have to be, again, that's a really honest thing. You can't answer who the neighbors are. You don't know, and you don't want to get into your whole losing your license. So we want to make sure you're picking things that matter, that you can answer as a real estate agent.
Exactly. Then pick. Do I?
Well, I can talk about it if you want to.
Okay.
All right. If you also, I would look at the movers. People who are moving from an area, or the movers. If you look on websites, you can see the targets they're searching for as well, and what's climbing the most from the moving pages. Or people are renting trucks and they're coming here. Where are they coming from? Now you need to know that too, because now you can see that in a 30. And when you're picking that up, you can answer more questions directly, and that way you sound even more like you are very knowledgeable and you know about all the people moving from New York City or wherever they're moving from.
Exactly. And basically then you pick one inquiry and then write about it before anyone else does, and basically once a week. Therefore, this way you have 52 pieces content a year, every one of them aimed at something a real human actually searching for, and no one made it up in the planning meeting, basically.
So this is basically what it means for you. When your business is referrals, you're getting more people being found who can actually then ask questions about you before you even sounded like a billboard. If you love answering questions, you are the voice in the public. And if you're looking to build a niche brand, your content calendar, and you're looking at planning your whole week, instead of you look at your real market instead of what other agents are posting. And that's really, really what matters.
Exactly. This is the leverage, saving your time and putting yourself more in front of people. And if you're chasing volume, this is a pipeline that you wanted to own, because it's organic and it's going to compound for you. And there is no cost per click or no months basically where you stop paying and the phone stops ringing. And that is the leverage instead of the activity.
Now, we love talking about all the things we can build in Cloud Code, and I actually counted. I have 97 crones running as of filming this video, and I will have more very soon. But if you want to just get one of how we run our crones, I have a starter kit where you can just get basic listing descriptions. It's very simple. You can see it running it on your own machine. You can download it from GitHub. It's in the description below. Everything that we're talking about, we love helping other people build as well. So there's tons of versions out there that we can be doing. And I can't wait to talk to you about Prosperity Agent as well.
Exactly. We are Alan Victoria Pinder, the founder of the Prosperity Agent, and our goal is really to connect with you, to help you to level up your real estate business. And don't forget to go to our description, pick an appointment with us, and we love to connect with you and see your story. And don't forget to look at all of our playlists here and subscribe in our channel, and see you next time.